Hello everyone, I'm back again. This time I wanted to start a series of videos on a specific topic that I actually have a bit of a love for, superheroes. So I decided I may as well start reviewing superhero movies, superhero video games, TV shows, sometimes maybe comics, but I'm going to be doing separate videos on comics for a channel on a platform called Odyssey, where I'm going to be doing dubs of these comics. You know, voicing the main characters. The male main characters, mind you. I unfortunately cannot do child voices, I can't do teenager voices, and I certainly can't do female voices. But I'm going to start with a movie that I actually find quite enjoyable. Oh, and if you like the content you see, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, and like this video, and turn on the notifications if you want to keep up. Now, question. What do you do with a very successful movie series like, say, the X-Men? Well, the answer is you go back to the beginning, and that is what X-Men Origins Wolverine does. It goes back to the origins of the most popular superhero, if not the most popular X-Man of all time. It tells the story of where Wolverine came from, how he got his claws, well, the adamantium claws, because he had bone claws before this. And this movie also has not only Hugh Jackman playing as Wolverine, which is probably the role most people associate him with, but it also has other X-Men characters, because, name suggests, X-Men, so more mutants. You've got the likes of the Blob, you've got Wade Wilson, who we know as Deadpool. We've got Cyclops, Gambit. All these classic mutants, but the two main characters are Wolverine, as I said, played by Hugh Jackman, and Liev Schreiber's unbelievably good portrayal as Sabertooth. Now, in this movie, Wolverine and Sabertooth are actually brothers. It's a long bit of a story of the whole backstory behind Wolverine's family and all that nonsense. But the main thing is, the movie is about Wolverine and his feud with his brother. They fought in World Wars I and II, the American Civil War, the Vietnam War, and eventually they became part of Team X, which I'm pretty sure most of you comic fans out there probably know all this. Now, the comics that inspired this movie were the Origins comic from 2001, the Marvel Presents story known as Weapon X from the late 80s, early 90s, and Frank Miller's Wolverine miniseries. But this movie was actually inspired by two of the three. The third one would be used for a movie further on down the line. I believe it was either Logan or the Wolverine. I haven't seen either of those, so I'm not sure. But as far as this movie goes, I'd have to say it's pretty good. It's the first X-Men movie that I ever seen. And I have to admit, I think it was a decent way to follow up on the success that I've heard X-Men and X2 had gained over the years, ever since their release in 2000 and 2001. But if I were to give this a rating, the same way that my favorite movie reviewers, Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert would do, I would have to give this movie a thumbs up as an energetic romp. It's not exactly perfect. It's not along the lines of Spider-Man 2. It's not along the lines of Superman 1978. It's not along the lines of any of the big-time superhero movies. But as a decent superhero action flick, I'd say it's pretty good. Now, like I said, I'm going to be doing a comic dub of the books that I mentioned inspired, or partly inspired, this movie. That includes the Frank Miller Wolverine miniseries, the Weapon X story, and the Origin story, which I'm working on as we speak. So, I'll try and leave a link for those videos in the description when I finish them, but they'll be posted over on Odyssey. not on YouTube. Because if I do them on YouTube, I might end up with a copyright strike, and that will ultimately lead to problems. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. And as Wolverine's creator, or sponsor I should say, Stan Lee would say, "Nuff say."